Shady McCoy dancing, so you know it's a really good thing.
We lit.
Y'all always are, though.
We always lit, baby.
That's facts. That's facts. Have the Eagles separated themselves, though, Shady, in the NFC? Are they head and shoulders still above everybody else?
I mean, I thought so. I thought the only team that was close to us was the Niners. And their quarterback got hurt. We put him out. Who's left? Who's left? I'm being serious. They thought that we were getting rid of players, then we got more. We got better. We got younger. I don't know what's going on. And then Jalen Hurts is going to be even better now, more experience. Come on. I can't make this up. And I don't want to take too much time talking about it. Because y'all already knew we was lit. We was the best team in the NFC. Y'all already knew this. What we talking about?
Then let me poke holes in your argument if I can.
Poke it in there.
The Eagles, the Eagles did not get better. They didn't get worse, Shady, but I would say, like, the Eagles, they didn't get better this offseason. I think about it like this. If you are the richest man in the world and you don't get no richer and other people get more wealth, then that gap has been closed. The Eagles lost Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, tied for the NFL lead in interceptions, and he missed games.
That's true.
He's gone. They have not replaced him. They tried in the draft, they haven't replaced him.
Right.
Javon Hargrave had 10 sacks, Pro Bowl player at defensive tackle. You can draft a first-round pick, but I will not personally insult Javon Hargrave by thinking any first-round pick will replace the 10-sack defensive tackle.
Who do we replace him with for the viewers?
Jalen Carter and truly Jordan Davis.
This was...
Yeah. With two now at this point former first-round picks. So y'all definitely replaced. Miles Sanders, you can speak to running backs, particularly Pennsylvania-based running backs. Miles Sanders was a Pro Bowl running back last year. They replaced him with DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. Both of those two players' statistics combined from last year do not trump that of Miles Sanders. I will not insult Miles Sanders by assuming that they have gotten better there. So, Shady, my question is, I try to poke holes in this, just try to look for the flaws in an argument towards the Eagles is, don't you think the Cowboys got better? The Seahawks, they got better. Whereas the Eagles did not get worse, but they didn't get better. Is that fair?
When I look at this Eagle team, every position that you have, like, we're strong at. The only one I can maybe say we're not is probably safety.
Yeah.
I will give you that, right? I would say safety. But other than that, I mean, every category or position you want to talk about, another team would love to have us there. Like, Miles Sanders, I think he's a phenomenal running back.
Of course.
Right? But I think the backs that we got, right, with DeAndre Swift, he's talented as hell. I think he's more talented than Miles Sanders.
Yeah, agreed.
The only thing is you got to go out there and play. But Miles is playing, right? So I get that part. I will give it to Miles, but then again, I'm going to take that talent. Right now, you're on a team where you don't have to do that much. You got so many players around you. Oh, my God. And then the best part is this, the quarterback. People think that confidence is nothing. Confidence is everything. From a superstar player to just a good player. If you got confidence,
that's the difference.
So now Jalen Hurts, the stuff he did, or before the season started, we thought he was just okay, right? A lot of people thought that. Now he's one of the best. You take your team to the Super Bowl, what you think's going to happen this year? It's scary to talk about. It's scary to talk about.
And I won't make you talk about it any further.
God.
Joy, have the Eagles separated themselves in the NFC?
Yeah, they were already separated, though.
Thank you. Talk to them.
And for me, it comes down to trust in the most important position. So when you look around the NFC, you already know what the Eagles, you guys already talked about what they did this offseason. We know what they did last season, the replacements. Sure, we have to see how it all fits, but for the most part, they're still pretty intact. And they did a great job of attempting.
I trust Howie. I trust Howie.
Yes. They have good leadership. They have a good culture. All those things matter when you're bringing in new players as well. When you look around the rest of the NFC, who would be close? Really?
Great question.
When you're talking about trust in the organization, trust in the roster, trust in the coach, trusting the culture, and trusting the quarterback, who else is close?
Only teams I could say, and people might call me crazy, Joy, please don't.
I will.
I might call you crazy first.
I would say the Seahawks because of Pete Carroll and because...
Pete, come on, man.
You're saying, look, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles who just played in the Super Bowl. You think the Seahawks are close to the Philadelphia Eagles right now?
They're going to have a hard time
here's why. I was going to say the Seahawks, I was going to say the Niners, I was going to say the Cowboys.
Wait, why the Niners?
Okay.
Because the Niners...
So look, here's the list. Here's the list. And we're talking about separation here, right? And this is why I insist on the separation. Because I would love to say the Niners. But who's playing quarterback for the Niners? It's trust and it's quarterback. I can't do it. I got to see who's playing and are they healthy? Like that was the problem for the Niners last year. Unbelievable roster. Well coached, well run, great culture, everything. Boom, 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 boom. Quarterback, nope. Don't win. Vikings, I mean, come on, be for real. Cowboys, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. They had a Super Bowl roster last year. I don't know. I'm not so sure about the coaching either.
But they've
I know
gotten
Jerry
better.
isn't. Have they? We'll see. We'll see.
Not at the main position.
We'll see. And
Not at the main
there's the
position.
same at quarterback, and we saw what that was last
You
year.
had Dave.
All right, we got Giants.
You
You put the Seahawks in this. I mean, I'm just looking at the NFC. Honestly, for me, the only two teams that I would put into the category of the Niners, Vikings, Cowboys, Giants. I mean, honestly, once you get past the Cowboys, like the Giants had 9 wins last year. The Seahawks had 9 wins last year.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 teams in double digits.
If any team, I would say the Cowboys.
I'm not doing it. You could do it.
No,
I'm not doing it.
I'm saying as far as like a closer gap, because
Right.
when you bring
Right, but we're not
Stephon
saying
Gilmore,
are there other good teams in the NFC. There's
and
other
Brandon
competitive
Cooks.
teams in the NFC. I'm talking about separation. There is a separation. The only
agree
team,
with
there's 2 teams really. One I'm not so sure about because it's a rookie, and that's Bryce Young with Carolina. Carolina is not as bad as the number 1 pick.
They're not even close.
No, not close. I'm saying to be put into that category with the others. Like Philadelphia's over here, and then there's a group of the others.
You're a rookie quarterback, and you got to
Rookie quarterback.
break this down.
But here's
Yeah.
because
I'm
Carolina
I'm
isn't as
confused
bad
too.
as the number 1 pick in the draft. They traded up into
Of
them.
course.
Okay.
Plus, that division is not good. I'm saying if Bryce Young has a big year, it's a big if. I'm not fully invested in that take yet. Let me give it some time to cook over the summer.
Put that in. Let that
But
joint cook.
there is one that I am willing to
350.
put my reputation on,
Right.
and that's the Rams. Because if Matthew Stafford is healthy, you've got Sean McVay. That's a real team that's always competitive. Remember, Matthew Stafford wasn't healthy last year. I'm still not putting them in the category of the Eagles, but I'll put them in that other group.
I don't know if the Rams got better though.
No, they got worse. To me,
Because like you lose
Bobby gone.
Bobby, and you lose
They're not the same
Ramsey
Super Bowl
gone.
team, but I'm saying you look around the NFC.
Yeah, I will trust in McVay like Joyce trusting
Yeah,
in McVay.
I like McVay.
Slick,
Yeah.
bring in some thoughts here. Where you at?
Dave's not here, so I'm not going to be
You're not gonna be
touting
Cowboys
the
guy?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
And
Thank God.
you make his look.
God.
I'll go with you on this, Emmy. That there are some questions to be answered by the Philadelphia Eagles. Like they're not.
This question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They've got new pieces in. They're replacing Jalen Carter. Is he going to have the same effect as Javon? We know what Hargrave is did and what he's capable of, right? I mean, there's some things that they've replaced. We don't know whether that's going to work. Talking right now, the questions that I have are all peripheral pieces.
Mm-hmm.
The questions that I have about the next 2 teams, which I would say are the 49ers and the Cowboys,
Cowboys
in the
yeah,
NFC,
yeah.
are at the most critical position. Brock Purdy is not throwing yet.
Correct.
They don't even know if he's going to play next year.
Correct.
In fact, let's put the Cowboys aside because, as I said, Dave's not here. The 49ers, to me, are the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Is it Trey Lance or Sam Darnold? If it's going to be one of those 2 quarterbacks next year, then I can't look at them as much of a threat.
I want to make one more case, and I want to make one more case. I look at Seattle, Joy, kind of to some degree how we looked at Philly when Philly went 9-8 and went to the playoffs their first year under Nick Sirianni. Here's why. Okay. Shady, think about you had DK Metcalf. You got Tyler Lockett.
Right.
You know they got Jackson Smith and Jigba in the first round.
Great
at Ohio State.
Great pick.
Nice.
Great pick.
Then you got Tariq Woolen, who's already nice.
Okay, always nice.
You get number 6 overall pick, Devin Witherspoon.
Okay.
You know you got Quandre Diggs in the back end. You know what he is. But let's talk offense. Then you got Kenneth Walker.
Beast. Yep.
And they got Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. So when I think about the skill positions.
Quarterback.
Gino.
Okay. We got to see it. We got to see it again.
But here's my
We
thing.
got to see that again.
See it again? Go ahead and ask your question.
Don't you think it will be easier for Gino? You mentioned confidence being huge.
Right.
Gino was a Pro Bowler last year. I think he had 31 tugs and maybe 10 or 11 picks. I'm doing it off the top of my head.
Started hot, started slowing down.
Correct.
Okay.
But my thought is, I think Gino plus Pete plus Jackson Smith plus DK plus Lockett plus Kenneth Walker plus Charbonnet, like that is a good offense.
How many of those were that you mentioned are new pieces?
Charbonnet, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and then both of your tackles were rookies last year who are going to be older.
Okay. Once again, there was a point last season where we were talking about the Eagles as one of the greatest teams ever.
Rosters, correct. Absolutely.
They won 14 games and went to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks were a great story. They won 9 games. So my question is this: how can you look at the Eagles and have more questions about the replacements that are high-level replacements for those players and think that the replacements that the teams that were so much worse than the Eagles are going to jump up to the Eagles level. So what you're saying is the Eagles are taking a significant, like, multiple game step back, and those teams are taking a multiple games wins up.
No, let me say it concisely. What I would say is this. I believe the Eagles only got one additional day one starter, whoever starts at running back. Okay. I don't think, when you think about the defensive line, Fletcher Cox is still there. Okay. Their defensive end.
We did have 70 sacks.
Correct.
All right. So if you take Hargrave out, he had 10. Okay. So
what I'm saying is
the dudes around him too. That's
here's what I'm saying, Shady.
Right? That matters too.
Here's what I'm saying is when I think about the players that were drafted that will make immediate impacts, who is going to step into the Eagles lineup and be better than who are they replacing? Whereas I know Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to instantly step in
like that.
and be. That's
but
what
like,
I'm
talking about. The conversation we're having right now today is the separation. Like, there's a big gap between the Eagles and everyone else, and you can say that they closed it.
That's all I'm saying.
The gap is here to the camera, and we're like this much closer. So if the Eagles took this much back, like, what are we talking about here?
It's too hard to find a team close to us.
Yeah.
She said the Panthers. You said
I did not say the Panthers.
Y'all getting crazy. Y'all getting crazy on this show.
49ers.
That's not what I said.
Coming up, Anthony Davis came up big for the Lakers in Game 3.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.